Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show here for today. All right, with us today will be Chris Ruffalo. Zawacki will be signing in a little later. We got Mitch, Wednesdays with Mitch, and we've got Al and Ninos, and here's how they're going to line up for this evening. We got Ruffalo, Ninos, Zawacki, Mitch, and then I will close this one out. All right, let's get this one underway. 2 games in the books for Major League Baseball. Still 13 games remain to be played, so big card today. We got that big NBA game tonight between the Warriors and Celtics. So let's go ahead, let's get the show underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Chris Ruffalo. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's also now part of the morning crew every day with the Mitch and Brian Bittler, and he also contributes a lot with the videos over on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. So let's go ahead and bring in Chris right now. I think we've got him ready to roll. We've got to get used to the 2-shot again with Chris here. Where is he? There he is. Chris, what's happening?
Oh man, I know, Tony. Old habits die hard. I'm glad to see my groove in the chair still exactly where I had it when I left. So it's good to be back.
Good to have you. Great. Good to have you. All right, here we go. Tonight at 7 Eastern time, we have the Guardians here to host the Rangers. Guardians $1.70, total 7.5, but you're going to be looking at this one a little differently.
Yeah, Tony, that I am. You know, a lot of people remember when I was here on the drive-thru with you, I loved giving out NRFIs, and I'm going to give out a NRFI. I like NRFI between the Guardians and Rangers, 2 pitchers in Dane Dunning and Shane Bieber, who I think Bieber would be the more obvious one, that are the respective aces of their rotations. And, you know, you look at what the Texas Rangers have done at the plate as of late, it's not very much. I mean, you have Marcus Semien hitting just 5 for 26 over the last week. Mitch Garver, 4 for 24. Those are 2 guys that have actually struggled against Shane Bieber in the past. Garver hitting just 2 for 16 against Bieber. Marcus Semien, a smaller sample size, just 1 for 3. But, you know, the way that Shane Bieber's been mowing batters down in the first inning this season, a .90 ERA, a .063 batting average against, I think it could be a tough top of the order for the Texas Rangers. Now, for the Cleveland Guardians, there could be a little bit of concern, you know, with bats like, you know, Jose Ramirez and, you know, Ahmed Rosario, Miles Straw in that top 3. But, you know, Dane Dunning, no slouch himself. He's been pitching extremely well. And I think that this is just going to be a spot where the runs are going to come a little bit later in the middle innings. Dunning struck out 19 of 40 first inning batters he's faced this year. You're going to see a lot of strikeouts and not many runs scored in the early innings. Like I said, I think it's being held for the later innings. So give me the NRFI in this one.
All right, no runs first inning. Guardians Rangers at -145. Yeah, you know, I'm a big fan of Bieber. Only with Dunny, though, it's one of those pitchers that when you look at home and road splits, that's the concern with Dunning. I mean, he has put up some pretty good numbers at home, but when you go and look at his road numbers since 2020, if you take a look at those that split there, 20, 21, 22, combined ERA of 5.64, whip of 1.63, almost 2 base runners per inning for Dunning on the road. I mean, this year, an ERA approaching 5, whip of 1.78. Last year on the road, ERA 6.39, 1.68 whip. 2020, 4.30 ERA, whip of 1.36. The past 2 seasons, Dunning has not really been faring very well on the road.
Yeah, no, definitely he has. That's kind of why I stuck near the first inning here, because, yes, he does have a .250 batting average against in the first inning of the season. But like I said, the strikeouts are where Dunning's been making his money, basically, since he came into the majors. And I think this is just going to be one of those spots where I do think the Guardians will get to him. And Tony, like you said, I don't expect that road ERA to be plummeting anytime soon, but I just think this is going to be a low-scoring first inning. I think the runs will probably come in the second to fourth, and then if we get into the bullpens, we'll get more later on. But for me, I still think we're having a scoreless first inning in this one.
All right, Chris here. No runs first inning. Guardians Rangers -145. This one will have a start time here of 7 Eastern time over on MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here for tonight. Good action on the board tonight from baseball. So 13 games on the board. We have about 3 games beginning here at this hour at about half an hour. Of course, we got that big NBA game up here. It's game 3 between the Celtics and the Warriors. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, still got my $15 MLB pickoff play, my favorite play on the board, or that play involved and included in my MLB triple play 3 plays on the board that I absolutely love, including one that would have been my pickoff play had I been able to get a line in time. But it's fine. Still love it just the same. Got those plays, $39.95 for the triple play, $15 for the pickoff play on its own. Or I also have my best bet for tonight's finals matchup as well for $29.95. Guys, we always talk about long term. If anybody watched the drive-through when I was on it, I kind of had it, down to a spiel like a science, but it's the truth. It's some of your best value when you go long term, whether it's just with me or someone else you'll see on the show tonight as part of the 2-for-1 capper deal. You can pair me up with Mitch, Tony, Al, Rod, Big Al. Anyone that you see on the leaderboards, pair us up. We're going to make you some money. The 3 days will get you at least tonight's NBA Finals matchup and some baseball. The week will get you some hockey thrown in there as well as a couple more finals games and baseball. The month, full baseball action. The year, get you full seasons of all the major sports for around $100 a month. Still got my MLB season pass up there as well as tons of options for you guys over at Pick Dogs, but you just got to go over to the site and check them out.
That's right. Get on board here with Chris Ruffalo over at Pick Dogs Premium. He has his plays up there for you. The NBA Money Ball play. If you're looking for his premium from the NBA, it's up there right now. He does have his $15 MLB pickoff play, $15 play there for you on the board right now. Getting the green with Chris. Of course, a 3-pack also up there from Major League Baseball. Again, as Chris was mentioning, your long-term passes are your best value there. You can get on board with a 3, a 7, or 30-day all-sports pass. Get all of Chris's premium plays for that time period you select when you go to his handicapper page and make that purchase. Also, he does have the remainder of the MLB season up there. That will go right into the end of October. So still a lot of baseball remaining here. This goes right into the fall. They call it the Fall Classic. We're still in late spring here. So we still have a lot to go here with baseball. So you can get on board with a season pass here from Chris in baseball. Of course, that's a good value there over at Pick Dogs from 3, 7, 30 all sports pass. You can add a second capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. That's even a greater value there. All right, Chris, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening. Well, of course, you're part of that morning crew. We'll tune in the mornings with you, Brian and Mitch. Also, you do contribute heavily to the content over at Pick Dogs with the videos.
Yeah, the videos, and I'm still doing the MLB. Got some NBA coming for you guys this week. Also, make sure you guys check out that YouTube VIP Premium. The join button in the description of this video below. You can't go wrong with giving out tons of winners in there, and it's one of the best values in sports handicap right now. So make sure you check that out too. All
right, indeed. All right, Chris, have yourself a good evening. We'll talk with you again next week.
Sounds good, Tony. Thanks.
You got it. Chris Ruffalo here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on your coverage, guys. So we're going to now move on and bring in Al Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs, where he's been having a great season this year in the NHL. Also was showing profit in MLB. So let's bring him in right now. Al, what's happening?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go. We're going to late night tonight at 9:40 Eastern time in this series between the Padres and Mets, even up at 1. We have the Padres, $1.35, total of 7.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good series so far. As you said, tied up 1 apiece. We should have a pretty good pitching matchup tonight with Chris Bassett getting the start for the Mets against Sean Manaea here for the Padres. Both starters pitching pretty well this season, and but I think that just gives us a total that's a little bit way too low in this matchup against 2 lineups that have been pretty good as well. Actually, I think the lineups have been better than these starters, and as I said, I think this number is way too low. I think both starters give up a couple runs each, and we get a couple more off the bullpens to help us get over this total. I mean, I said both Bassett and Manaea have been solid, but they've been getting hit a little bit lately. Bassett, he's given up 4 or more runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. On the other side, Manaea, he's given up 3 or more in 6 of his last 7. So he's gone deep into his game, but still giving up enough runs for us to get over this number here, I think, with these pretty good lineups. Again, Padres still without Tatis, but they've been playing well without him, and I think they do just enough here to help us out. So let's take this game and go over the total.
All right, so we got El Ninos here saying go over the total here with the Mets and the Padres. Yeah, you look at this one, and the one thing with the Mets is they're hitting the ball well. They got shut out last night. Darvish, got the job done, but the Mets were a really solid team. I think they're a team that can bounce back from that. But what they've done well over the past 10 games is hitting left-handers, hitting over 300. And the Padres, the bullpen, it's been up and down. I mean, you look over the course of the past 10 games, ERA of 6. Of course, the Mets producing a little better numbers there. I think your sweat really in this one may come from the Padres side trying to get enough runs to cover this one.
Yeah, it could, but as I said, I mean, they're not at full strength, but they've been playing well more often than not this season still, and yeah, sometimes they don't score that many, but I think they have been lately. So I think we get enough runs out of them here too. I mean, as I said, Bassett's had pitching pretty well, but I think he hasn't had a shutout in a while, and don't see him shutting them out here. But again, same thing goes for the other side. I don't think the Mets will get shut out 2 nights in a row. This lineup's too good for that to happen. I think. I mean, obviously anything can happen, but I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Mets both ERAs 3.74. Bassett, Manea 3.77. I did see one of his bad starts that he had. I think it was against one of the was it Dodgers. I think when he was having struggles with location, he was getting hit and he was giving up home runs. Again, against a powerful lineup like this, he's going to have to be really sharp out in this one.
Which one was that, Manea or Bassett?
Manea.
Yeah, he struggled against the Dodgers, and again going up against a good lineup here. So Mets again, one of probably the most improved teams this season, and don't see them getting shut out 2 nights in a row.
All right, Al's not looking for another shutout here at all. He looks at the Padres. Mets to go over a total of 7. And the weather here looks about 66. The wind blowing out slightly out in this ballpark. Of course, they have moved the fences in. This is trying to help the offenses in this ballpark. The Betco.
Yeah, it's blowing out a bit to right last time I checked. Not too hard, so I don't think the wind will have much effect on this game here. And as I said, I still think the balls will fly out the ballpark.
Yeah, wind blowing out in this one. All right, we got Ninos here, Padres and Mets over total of 7 runs. This one will have a start time of 9:40 Eastern time. You could watch this one over on MLB Network. All right, now let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium here for tonight's action. Of course, you're doing great work in the NHL. Day off today in the NHL, but the NBA is in action tonight. Of course, still 13 games from Major League Baseball on the card here for today, showing great profit in NHL, 2,904 units of profit. They start again tomorrow. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think I've mentioned on the morning show that I can remember last time I backed Kikuchi, and unfortunately, I decided today would be the day to do that. Thought he had a matchup he could win, and boy, was I wrong. I guess it'll be a while till I back him again, but looking to do better the rest of the day here, and still got some action in the MLB as the NBA. I got a 3-pack with my 2 best MLB and my best NBA, and then I got a 3-pack just MLB if you're just into that. A couple extra plays in the MLB as well for everyone on the long-term passes. Make sure you grab one of those or the 2-for-1 capper specials.
That's right. Take out both Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great units in the NHL this night. He's got also a play up there here from the NBA Finals, Game 3 up there. Also, he's put together a 3-pack, his NBA and MLB 3-pack, taking his best bets, put them together here in a 3-pack for you, as well as a lot of individual plays up there. Remember, these one-off passes are all guaranteed now. So if you buy this, is Al Ninos' Game 3 NBA Finals, must show a profit. Same thing with his 3-pack. It has to show a profit when you get his 3-pack. His best bet 3-pack, $40 guaranteed now. The play wins. Well, play doesn't win, then you get those credits back into your account. So remember, the one-offs are now all guaranteed. What's not guaranteed are long-term passes, 3, 7, or 38 all-sports passes, or the seasonal duration long passes are not guaranteed. But your one-offs are guaranteed now. So you get on board there. Of course, with Al, the long-term passes would serve you well with the 3, 7, or 30-day all-sports pass. Get all of his premium plays for that time period you select. When you go over to his handicapper page and make that purchase, you can match up Al with some of the other cappers like Mitch, with Chris, with Rod Zawacki, Big Al, the Big Al, Little Al, 2-for-1 capper promotion there. You can also get on board with Brian Biller and more. 2-for-1 capper promotion, your best value over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Al, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. Always a pleasure, and have a good one.
You got it. Al Ninos here on the drive. Hey, guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap here at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. Of course, we always ask you to do like and subscribe. Subscribe to our channel, free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started with that morning show with Mitch, Rod, and Chris, and we also have Brian Bittler there. And of course, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. So make sure you tune in for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. I'm going to go ahead and welcome in Rod Zawacki. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. He made it back from Edmonton all in one piece. Fortunately, his Oilers were taken out, but we'll bring in Rod right now. Let's see if we can bring him in right now. If I'm over at Pick Dogs, let's in at Sports Chat Place. Let's bring in Ron Zawacki right now. I think we got him ready to go. Here he is. Ron, what's happening?
Yeah, not too much. Nice Wednesday, nice and sunny out here.
Yes.
Yeah, made it back.
Yep.
They had a good season. That's all I can say. All I can say is, hey, we got swept. Yeah, but we got swept by the better team when you look at it, and definitely got nothing to hold our head up high. We gave them a fight. How many injuries did we have on our team? We make it into the Final Four in the NHL. Nothing to shake your head at. So keep your head up high, and lots of bright things to come for the Oilers in the future.
No shame in well. They play a style that's fan friendly that people love to see the way they play. So they got a lot of good things featured, and they won't have a hard time getting free agents over there because of their style of play.
Yep, exactly right. So bright future. We'll get a goalie, and we'll get stake. We'll be able to fix a few pieces. Like we're that close. Like you're that close, and look where you got. Now the next season be a little bit step up. Time when the Stanley Cup, they got swept. Right? They made it this far, then they got swept. They turned.
Yeah, and of course, bright
things coming for those in the future. I'm excited.
Yeah, it looks like it's not going to be like an Islanders. I think this team will be a bright future here for Edmonton, no doubt about that. Speaking of bright futures, here we go at 9:38 each time. The Angels here with a dark future. We'll be hosting here the Red Sox here with the Red Sox favored $1.40. Total sits here 8.5. I am a Dodger fan, by the way.
Well, you look at this one here. The Boston team's won 6 straight games. And the Angels have lost 12 straight games. Definitely not doing good. And I'm looking at the last 10 of these games for the Angels, and they've given up 6 or more runs in 8 out of the last 10 of this losing streak. And then you got Detmers on the mound tonight, and he doesn't pitch so good at night. He's even worse at night. He's 1-2 in night games with a 4.5 ERA. That's in a 40-inning sample size. He's given up 29 hits, 20 runs, 13 walks, and all we need is 5 runs. We'll go with that. We're going to take the Boston Red Sox team total over the 4.5 runs. And you look at the Boston Red Sox in this little streak that they've got going in their 6-game winning streak. 5 of those they've scored over easily, well over the 5 runs here too. So, the bats have been going for the Red Sox as well. As you see, they've scored 6 runs, 5 runs, 8 runs, 7 runs, 7 runs. I don't think we have a problem. We're not even have to worry about the whole game. Just take the Red Sox team total over 4.5.
Don't worry about the whole game. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that Eovaldi and his home run rate in this one at all. It's right. You found a good way to dodge that bullet.
Yep, exactly right. This could be a shootout. We could see a 10-9 game or something. So,
yeah, I mean
we'll take the Boston Red Sox over the 5. I think we easily get 5 runs.
Yeah, Detmers has not had really good outings here since 2 bad outings, 1 good one. Actually, I wouldn't even call when you go 4 1/3, even though you didn't give up much. I'm not going to call that a good outing because you drain your bullpen. You know, that's how you can't feel good about yourself.
You don't go. You want to go at least 5 or 6, and so your bullpen doesn't have to work so hard. But you go 4 innings, or like Akuchi does, he goes 1 if you're lucky.
The guy's too nice a guy. They don't give him the corners. He was walking guys and stuff like that. He's got to get a little. He's got to get a little angry out there on the mound once in a while. Just too nice a guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
you got to. You stick up for your corners.
He wasn't getting the corners.
Be like, hey.
He gives up a lot of walks. He gets behind the count. He gets in trouble. But he needs to like maybe get thrown out of a game once in a while. That might help him a little bit get those corners because he wasn't getting any breaks in that game today. But anyway, Detmers gave up 3 3 2/3 against Texas. Actually, Texas got his number here. Two meetings against Texas. Detmers gave up 8 runs in 9 2/3 innings. And he had that really good outing against the Mets. I'm sorry, the Mets, the Yankees. Where did that come from on June 2nd?
Where did that come from, right?
Yeah.
He has 1 go. Yeah. But it's at night, and he's just awful at night. Look at his number. His numbers at night are just not good. Maybe he's not so good. He's eyesight's a little different. The lights are too blinding for him, I guess, maybe.
That might be the case. Of course, then you've got.
I don't know. So it's kind of even worse at night.
Well, we do have hot weather now in LA. We're looking at hot weather, and we're looking at the wind blowing out in this stadium here as the winds. Let's take a look here as we just.
Yeah, I see that the wind's blowing out too. So
8 miles.
Ball's
per hour.
Going to carry. Going to be hot.
So we could be actually seeing some score run here. So we're taking the Red Sox team total over 4.5 runs for the whole game. They get to 5 and 9 innings, or if it's extras, you're good. If it's 4, yeah, right, it's good. So 4.5 runs team total here for the Red Sox. This one will have a start time here of 9:38 Eastern Time, MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Print. We're showing great results here. NHL. We get started again. We continue with that series with the Rangers and Lightning tomorrow. Tonight we still have 13 games on the card from MLB. There's one game that may have some rain here. I think there is a one weather game. It's Arizona again with the Arizona Cincinnati game. This may be another late start here. 56% chance of rain, but it is still scheduled to go. So 13 games here for Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And over at Pick Dogs today, I got a 3-pack over there. There's 2 MLB, 1 NBA in there. Or we got my $15 Bookie Busters play, and so forth. That thing's been rolling along in June. 5-2 on the June is my $15 Bookie Buster play. Head on over and scoop that up. Both of those packages at reasonable price. Works out to be about $15 a play. Jump on over, say grab something long term, 3-day, 7-day. I think a week will get you right on through to maybe game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Depends how quick this one wraps up, but at least another 2 games of the NHL for a week package there. So, and that's been red hot. Lights out money there. We can make some money today. Jump aboard. Many ways to get some money into our pockets over at Pick Dogs Premium.
That's right, guys. Got on board with Rod Zawacki over at Pick Dogs Premium. So a great prop here in NHL for this season. Also showing prop here for this week. So a good time to get on board with Rod. He does have that $15 Bookie Buster. He has dropped his play. His record is 5-2 on that Bookie Buster bet. So it's a good time to get on board with that one. You want to put that one in your basket. Of course, Rod has some plays up there for you as well from Wednesday's action. Some best bets and a 3-pack up there. Of course, these one-offs are guaranteed, as we talked about. They've got to win. If they don't win, those credits get back into your system. So get on board with these one-off plays from Rod Zawacki with the 3-pack and a single play. Or if you prefer, which long-term passes, they are not guaranteed, but you get very better value here off the price. 3, 7, and 30 all sports pass when you get on board with Rod. A 1-week pass will get you all of his NBA, NHL plays here for 7 days. We're guaranteed 3 more games in the NBA playoffs, right? We've got this rotation here is Wednesday, Friday, and Monday. So that will factor into that 7 days. So you got Rod's 7 in his 7-day pass. You'll have his plays here from these next 3 games in this series, as well as NHL and Major League Baseball. So go ahead and get on board with Rod Zawacki over at Pick Dogs Premium. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Rod, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again on we got Wednesday, right? Wednesday, we'll talk to you on Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, right? We'll talk to you Friday.
Friday.
Friday
for
Steak Friday. Getting the days right.
Thanks for having me. Let's get ourselves a win.
That's right. Get yourself some winner
in all your bets.
You got it. Rod Zawacki here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on with the coverage, guys. If you missed any of our plays, we'll do a complete recap at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Of course, we always ask you to like and subscribe, set those notifications. You want to be notified when we're live, so you're able to get the best numbers when you place your bets from our live free picks that we give you guys. Let's continue now here on the drive-thru. It is now time to welcome in Mitch. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs, part of the morning crew, every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Mitch, what's happening?
Just listening to the show, taking it in with everyone. I don't get a chance to hear the drive-thru every day, but I'll tell you, when I do, I usually enjoy it. That's for sure.
Appreciate that, Mitch. Appreciate that. Of course, we got a game tonight here. Our fate, the Phillies. We'll see if that comes into play tonight with Mitch. We got the Brewers here to host the Phillies. The Phillies favored $1.25, total of 8.
Yeah, I got absolutely crushed in this game last night. I have to say, my $15 big plays, it seems when I lose in the 9th inning. I've lost 2 of the last 3 days in the 9th inning, and I've lost probably, I would say, of my losses, I would say 90% of them over the past month have been in the 9th inning. So, I think for the Phillies to rely on beating Hader on back-to-back nights with basically a minor leaguer at the plate isn't going to happen. And Aaron Nola, the more that's expected of him, the worse he performs. It's kind of when people start to cast him off is when he performs, acceptably. But in general, he's usually a big disappointment. He had a good season several seasons ago at this point. and we all got really good value on him back then. But since then, there's been no value on Nola. And when it comes to the Phillies, well, not a lot of value on them. I understand they've made a move here since since firing their manager, but we also have to look that 4 of those games were against the Angels, who took losing to the Phillies so well. They fired their manager, a Hall of Fame manager, a World Series winning manager, ate the contract. I would guess he was in his last year of his contract, but I'm sure there'll be other teams looking to pick him up as well. So I don't know. I just think that maybe we're getting value here on a team that's in the playoffs every year. The team that's in the playoffs the most, one of the teams that's probably the overachiever from a middle market against the big market underachiever. You're getting the better team as a dog here. There's always better. If you could find that middle market overachiever like the Brewers have been the last 10 years or so, I mean, these are the money train, so you got them at plus odds like this. Why not?
Yeah, Mitch, looking at the plus odds here with the Brewers, also add the fact the Brewers have been a pretty good home team here, and the Phillies have had their struggles when they go on the road. Mitch likes here the Brewers here minus 105.
I thought the Phillies got lucky last night. They won. You have to give it to them. They won the game. They won. You give it to them. But I think in general, you can't rely on that every night to beat Hader like that in the ninth inning. The Phillies had a lot of chances during the game and did not take advantage of those. They definitely outplayed the Brewers in the game. I mean, no doubt. But, it came down to the last pitch, even with the 3-2 lead in the ninth. The Brewers had the bases loaded.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course that bullpen for the Phillies is always got to worry about that Phillies bullpen in that spot. Brewers with the better bullpen. Although I will say this here about the Brewers, of course, flying the ointment is always going to be sometimes their hitting slumps. They'll go through some of these little hitting slumps once in a while.
They don't have the top to bottom lineup of some of the other teams, and I think that is they have better pitching than most teams, but they don't have the top to bottom hitting of some teams. So it's kind of like they're a better version of the Marlins, right? Is what they are. They just have a really top flight pitchers. The Marlins maybe not quite as top flight, but I can see in 2 years with the Marlins pitching staff being better than this one, right? But at the same time, you have to decide, are you going to trade away some of this talent or some of it somewhere, or a guy with an expiring contract or something to get an extra bat or two in there? Because, while Lorenzo Cain was a viable product a couple of years ago, now he's a pinch runner, so it's like you got to get someone in there with Yelich, Rowdy, Tony's relative, Rowdy Tellez, and you have, a few other guys in there that can play. But, to me, it's, Hunter Renfroe is not going to be the answer, over the long term. He's a nice role player in the lineup, but he can't be counted on as one of your best 3 or 4 hitters.
No, that was exposed in the playoffs last year when they couldn't score a run in their playoffs. But again, that was against top flight pitching and a team in great form in the Braves. Of course, the Brewers, a team that, as Mitch was saying, a little bit of a down swerve here. But the Phillies, this might be a get well spot here for Adrian Hauser. Hauser's on one of their pitches is a serviceable pitcher. He's done some good work. No, he's not Corbin Burns, but he's put up some pretty good numbers in his time with the Brewers.
Yeah, he has been good. He's Burns has been had too, and that's the problem with the Brewers is that when their pitching gets hit just a little bit, they don't have the bats generally to respond. We saw Suarez go deep into the game against the Brewers last night. So it's like the Phillies bullpen is well rested, which might be good news for the Brewers because the Phillies might go to them a little earlier than they might, if they're not as well rested. And you see the Phillies bullpen in there, you immediately pick up your phone and look for some in game.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, Mitch, you're on the Brewers here, minus 105 against the Phillies. This one will have a start time here of 8 Eastern time. You can watch it over on MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, Mitch, why don't you let everybody know what's happening over at Pick Dog, because we always catch your morning show. Of course, we've got your 7 picks in 5 minutes, and we're seeing a lot of the Pick Dogs now contributing with video series. We've seen Ron Romanelli's very successful video series in baseball. Steady Javon, always every day with that parlay for us on the site, and Brian Biller with those 2 videos as well a day.
I'm just really excited to be able to share the spotlight with everybody. I think that there's the haters and the people that have no clue as to what's actually going on. I mean, Tony will say this, and I know, he knows it, as well, if not as better than anybody out there, that, you don't see people in my position or Tony's position in front of the camera on any other site. There's nobody out there that actually owns their site that's in front of the camera and is managing as many people as I do that does that. So I think sharing the spotlight of people seeing other people in front of the camera is just a really, really good thing for Pick Dogs, and it's a really good thing for our audience because you get to see a bunch of different opinions. Pick Dogs isn't about me. It's obviously my idea, and it's my, I own the website, but Pick Dogs, we're a community, and Tony knows that behind the scenes, we're very much a community. And, it's like, we're not just, people that cap games together or whatever, we're friends, and it's like, that's all part of the way that it works. And I love to see that Ron Romanelli gets 15,000 views on a video. Imagine, he's only been doing it for a month. Imagine where he's going to be, and when he's doing it as long as we are. It's like, you can only imagine where this is going for him. And, it's exciting to see other guys like Jovan, who, doesn't quite have the experience, that we might have, and probably doesn't have, some of the luxuries that Romanelli has had, to work with, but delivering it. And I like the way that Jovan's videos, I enjoy those. I edit them, so I watch all of them. And it's just so genuine the way that he does it. It's just kind of like, hey, this is me. These are my picks, this is where I'm at, man. It's like, and his record speaks for itself. It's like, there's no questioning his record over the years since he's joined the site. They're out there, the years that he's put together. So it's fun to see it. And it's like, he has his way, book it, cash it, book it, whatever. It's like, and I loved seeing that. And, Ruffalo, he's been doing videos all along. It's kind of like people wonder where he came from, whatever. But he did he did the live shows with us when we originally started Pick Dogs. He did. He's the first person I ever had with me, kind of on a regular basis, live. Right? I always did the live show by myself, and then people were like, "Do hockey, do hockey, do hockey." I got sick of tossing the coin. I'm like, let me get these guys, and I got him and Rod to come on, and they were supposed to just come on and do the hockey segment, but they basically never left. It was like the hockey segment would be over and they would still be there. It was like, okay, the hockey segment's over, guys, we'll see you, whatever. And it's like, they just wouldn't sign off. They would just sit there. So
yeah. Well, Chris saw the light. The more, he wants to contribute as much as possible. And I've said this many times, you guys are going to outlive us. At some point, you're going to have to stand on your own 2 feet at some point.
Yeah, I honestly think that, Chris is, Chris has the potential to kind of be like how, to run shows the way that you do. It's like, obviously your shows are much better run than mine. And, I think that Chris has that type of potential because he has a strong opinion. He has really broad knowledge, and he, better pronunciation of these guys' players' names than anybody, including the announcers on TV. But, he also can defer to other people and let them give their opinion better than I can too. So, and in a way that, people seem to accept better than mine in a lot of cases. I'm not going to apologize for my delivery, that's for sure. And it's like, the people might construe it as one thing, but they can make their own assumptions, but they will never know the whole story. And I'm fine with it because I'm not willing to tell them. When it comes to with like Brian and I, it's like we argue all the time. We argue all the time, off and on the air. But most of it is in good fun, and and when it isn't, it's always resolved, and it's like we're all good. It's like Brian has other options, and so do I. It's my show. Believe me, I get emails every day of people that would gladly replace him. But I would never do that. Because I enjoy it. I enjoy having Brian because I know that he's not just going to say, absolutely, I love your pick. He just doesn't do that. He's going to take the opposite, and he's not afraid to take the unpopular players and, bring those guys into focus. And sometimes it works out for him and sometimes it doesn't, but at least he's willing to stick his neck out there. And that's kind of what represents what we are as a brand, is that we're willing to do these things, willing to stick our neck out, it's willing to stay what we feel, as opposed to just being yes men and trying to be popular. And it's like, I once had a person, and Tony's heard this before, that someone, said that they had to apologize for me. And, my answer is always still the same. I'm not sorry, I'm not, so you don't need to apologize for me ever. But anyways, I appreciate everyone that tunes into all of our shows. We're trying to provide more. We're obviously trying new things, different things. We're always the leader in that area. You're going to see, we always shake it up. We added, the $15 pick recently. It's been a test, and first Ron and I tested it, and then we've spread it out to most of the cappers have one. Tony has one as well, and it is more expensive than a 3-pack. It is more expensive than a weekly, 3-day, or monthly package. No doubt about it. But the entry point is less. So it works for some people, and for other people it doesn't. And I think for the people that, wanted to dip their toe in the water, I think generally it's something they buy it once or twice, and then they realize it's cheaper for me to just buy a week and I get more picks, on top of it. So we'll see how it goes. We'll continue to if people want it, we'll continue to do it. That's just what we do. But I think going to all guaranteed for the daily packages is where we want to be, because it's like, I don't want people paying for losers. That doesn't make sense.
I like that. Yeah, definitely. Sounds great. All right, Mitch, it's always great having you show. Anything in closing here? I know we got a new show. One of our newer shows that'll be following today is with Mills and Brad with the UFC.
Yeah, these guys, if you haven't seen them yet, these guys are pretty much the best in the business, and I could see them, becoming something unto themselves. For them, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and it's just getting them some exposure.
Yeah, because you definitely, the knowledge and the passion's right there. You can tell he likes some shows.
I think it's the type of thing where we'll have to move them into a football show, and have them pop in and,
yeah,
in a football show or something and do it during the fall. But once people see it, I think they're going to like it. Even if you don't like MMA, I think their show is great.
Yeah, very good show. And their picks are really good as well. All right.
Yeah,
Mitch,
really good.
Have yourself a great, I got to see now, have yourself a great evening. We'll talk with you again next week. You got it. Mitch,
all right, have a good one, Tony.
You too. Mitch here on the drive. So guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap here at the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here with the drive-through. Now it's time for my picks. Let me put up my game information for you tonight. We're going to look at this one between the Braves and the Athletics. We got the Braves here laying 250. The total here sits at 9.5. And the one I'm going to go with here is I'm going to be on the under here, under 9.5. Boy, this number has gone up from 9. I mean, have you guys seen the Oakland Athletics hit? You think Atlanta's going to do all the scoring here? I don't think so. We do know that Koenig will start for the Athletics. Now, Koenig makes his MLB debut. This is why the line may be moving up here. I respect that. But he has 9 appearances in AAA. He posted ERA of 2.21, WHIP of 1.02, 61 strikeouts in 53 innings. But I will say this about Koenig. Well, first let's go to Ian Anderson. Ian Anderson's had not his best season, but he's pitching against the Oakland lineup. Okay, so he'll get a bounce back here. When you look at Oakland, they've been held to 2 runs or fewer in 6 of 7, and it's been ugly here for the Athletics. But I will say this about Koenig. Las Vegas is a very difficult place to pitch. There's some ugly ERAs over there for pitchers because of the ball that travels. It's almost like a little Colorado because it's you got some elevation there, not as much as you have in Colorado, but the ball travels with the heat over there. In AAA this season, ERA 2.21, WHIP of 1.02, and 9 appearances. I think that's pretty good for that in that situation. I know he's a first-year guy, but 9.5 runs still, even if he's not on tonight, that's still a lot. You're going to get something from the Oakland Athletics? I don't know. So I'm going to go under the total here with the Braves and the Oakland Athletics. This one will have a start time. This one's the top of the hour here. 7:20 Eastern time, still some time. You can bet it. You can watch it on MLB Extra Innings channel. If you want to bet it, check out the sports books that are listed on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place in your area. All right, the guys, I have a lot of action over at Pick Dogs. I have a 3-pack. My 3 best bets now over at Pick Dogs. My best bet from the NBA. I've got that one up there as in a 3-pack with my 2 best bets from Major League Baseball. Also have my $15 pick. That hit last night, so we'll get on board with that. I had 2. I posted them 2. The first one was a rainout. I took the Guardians in the rainout game. Well, lo and behold, it won the following day, but I'm not going to count that. I'm just going to mention it, but not count it. So I hit one. I hit one yesterday. My second one's up there today. So I have my $15 pick with my 3-pack up there right now. My 3-pack consists of my 2 best bets from baseball, my best bet from the NBA, and also I have the 2-for-1 cap promotion. I'm also the #1 capper at Pick Dogs in Major League Baseball units produced this season. It's all documented over at Pick Dogs. You can go over over to my handicapper page and check all the results there. They are documented. #1 right now, sitting in MLB for 2022. So you can get on board here with my plays up there, guys. Also, I know there's an NBA game. We didn't get the coverage on this one. I will tell you, I do have a premium on the side, but I really like this total here going over. So I'm just going to tell you that to give you a bonus pick here with the over in the game tonight. The reason I like it, we know the status with Williams, but the Golden State Warriors defense has not been very good on the road this season. They're giving up over 116 points per 100 possessions in the postseason. So I'm looking over here, and of course the Celtics have averaged 110 points per 100 possessions at home. Warriors average 110 per 100 possessions on the road, but they give up 116.8 per 100 on the road. They've not been a really good road team in the playoffs this year. They've had some really ugly performances, but I like the over to 213 here in this one, guys. So get on board with my 3-pack tonight, or as well as my $15 premium pick up there right now at Pick Dogs. Also part of the 2-for-1 cap promotion, so you can match me up with another capper on the board like Mitch, with Chris, with Zawacki, El Ninos, Big Al McMorty, Tony Brown, Javon Burtz, Brian Bittler. Our 2-for-1 cap promotion is your best value over at Pick Dogs Premium. Okay, let's continue on here with the show. Now it is time for our show recaps. Let me put up the recap numbers for you guys, and we will show you the numbers right now. Let's get it up here. Show picks. Here we go. Start with Chris. Chris said take no runs first inning. Guardians and Rangers, the return -145. El Ninos, Padres, Mets over 7. Rod Zawacki was on Red Sox team total over 4.5 runs. Mitch was on the Brewers -105 against the Phillies. I like the Braves and Athletics under 9.5 runs. The one I like the most here from these plays, I like the Red Sox team total over 4.5 there from Rod Zawacki here. That'll do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pick Dogs, Sports Chat Plays, give out live free picks for the games in prime time. Don't forget, it always gets started every single day. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Don't forget the contributions from Ron Romanelli, Brian Bittler, Javon Burtz, Chris Ruffalo with their video series up on Pick Dogs. Check them out. Very good content there. A lot of free picks for you. And of course, we're here with the Drive-Thru live at 3 Eastern Time. That'll do it for tonight, guys. Go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight's show. And we'll bring them in right now for you guys. If I could find the 5-shot. We've got it somewhere here. Here it is. We've got you guys. Have a great night. We'll talk with you again tomorrow live